signs you could have stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy?
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is April 5th, 2022. It is 1:15 a.m. Went to bed early and I got up early. All right, I got a lot of things to share with you. 1,770 subscribers, new subscribers, welcome. Okay, $336.61. Let's go to my analytics, see if it match. 336.61. Okay. All right, let's go on Twitter. That's it. First tweet. And I think I was coming across some tweets that still deal with the York sisters. So I came across this yesterday. It says, and by the way, yesterday's video, when I was reading some of the tweets, when the York sisters, I think they put out a statement. I did not come across it, but later on during the day, I did. Maybe I should look for that first and then share it. Let me see if I could find it. I didn't save it. Let me stop recording and then I'll come back.
One eternity later.
So yesterday, while I was editing a video that I was talking about the York sisters and how the father threw them under the bus, and within the comments, as I was reading some of the tweet comments, people were making reference to Euginie putting out the statement and stuff like that. I did not come across it when I was first recording. However, during the day, I finished record, mind my own business, do other things, and come back to edit. And then I, occasionally I, peek in on Twitter to see what's going on. And then within one of my comments, someone had put this in response to some of the things that I said. So this is I believe, okay, it says, Euginie did speak up. The papers just tried to find a scapegoat. All right, so let's read it. Even though I was putting it, the screenshot of it on the editing video, I didn't read it because I wanted to wait until when I'm recording so I could give my opinion as I'm recording and reading it. All right, so this is it. The Duchess have stressed she had no idea that the money from Mr. Turk was anything other than entirely respectable. Okay, that was in quote. Since at the time Mr. Turk was heading up Heyman AI, a digital banking firm that has since gone into liquidation. In a statement on Friday evening, Princess Euginie said, quote, on 31st March 2022, I received a letter from solicitors Peter and Peters representing their client Nebahat Avip Isbalen. I'm sorry, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Okay, and her claim against Mr. Salman Turk and various companies. I know neither Mr. Isbalen nor Mr. Turk, nor any other details of the claim. And I was surprised to receive this letter, which asked me to explain 2 payments made to my bank account in October 2019, which I understood to be gifts from a long-standing family friend to assist with the cost of surprise party for my mother, Sarah, Duchess of York, 60th birthday. Quote, in early October 2019, I had received a call from our family friend saying that he wanted to make a financial contribution towards my mother's birthday party to assist with the catering costs. So now that I'm editing this video a couple days later, I'm wondering if she didn't know who this person was and this was supposed to be a surprise party. How did that person know there was a party that was going on? So someone must have told this person there was a party. And who was that person? Okay? So this is something very critical here. I believe Euginie, she didn't know who that person was. And based on that statement, she's saying that she was believed to someone told her that this person was a long-time family friend, right? So who gave that person Eugenie's number to contact her to get the money? So is it Sarah Ferguson who gave that person Eugenie's number? How did that person know Eugenie's number and information to contact her to know about the party was going on? How did that person know? So this is very important here. I suggested that any contribution could be made directly to the caterer, but in the event provided my account details to which 2 payments were made totaling £25,000, which I then transfer on to the company organizing my mother's party. That's good. That's good as long as she has a receipt to show this kind of transferring. Quote, I am now consulting with my lawyers who I have asked to respond Peters and Peters on my behalf to assist in their inquiry. That's good. As long, I really thought it. The minute that I was reading other things, I believe the first thing that I came across was a screenshot of one of those newspapers in the UK that made reference to some money and stuff like that. And I was like, nah, I don't trust it, because I made a reference, I comparing it to when Charles was trying to throw Harry under the bus. And I think it's the same thing that's happening here. So as long she could show some of the thing, back up some of the things she says in here, she has no problem. All this is the parents' fault. Whoever is trying to throw them under the bus. I didn't even think they knew what was going on. So if they're making a claim that it was a gift to the mother and all of that, and she made the transfer, as she says in this statement, she could back it up in a document, she has nothing to worry about. because I truly believe it's the parents who's throwing her under the bus. All right, so I wanted to read this first as we move forward, because I was putting the screenshot of this on the video, but I never really read it. Okay, so let's go to some of the things that I bookmark. Okay, I believe this is that. Yeah, there it is. Poor thing, Princess Beatrice knew nothing about the £750,000 wedding gift. So let's read this. There's a link here. If it's small, I'm not gonna read it. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so this is Celebrity. Okay, that was April 4th, 2022, which was yesterday. I may not read it all, but I will definitely put the link in the description. It's very sad the parents are doing this to them. Very sad. And you know, when I be saying like when it's time to show their report of spending, I don't know, I guess to the government or whatever it may be, I believe that they're taking their time to move money around, numbers, switch monies around to see where certain things can go to, you know, to do their cooking stuff. Okay, but these ladies, I don't think they have anything to do. And yesterday's video, and I was saying for this guy, I believe he was the one who had a child with an architect, and I was making reference to him. This is the time where I will hope he stand by his wife to clear her name. Okay, so that's that. Let's read. Okay, as we discussed, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson have compromised their two daughters and their gifts. Princess Euginie was accepting thousands of dollars via direct deposit into her bank account from her father's associate, all of the catering and Fergie's birthday party. Beatrice apparently received a £750,000 wedding gift via the same shady associates too. Initially, as the story came out late last week, Euginie made a statement which had obviously been verified through her lawyers. See? So she has nothing to worry about. Okay? It's almost like what Harry did. Send it back to, kick the bucket back to her father. Beatrice is going a different route, close, sources say, proclaiming her innocence to the Daily Mail. Okay, Beatrice. Who is Beatrice? Okay, so it will have to be her. So Euginie is the one in the back. Okay, let's see here. Quote, Princess Beatrice has complained to friends she has blindsided by a revelation that an alleged Turkish fraudster provided a £750,000 wedding gift ahead of her marriage. Okay, the 33-year-old had no idea that anyone outside her family had sought to contribute to the cost of her wedding to Eduardo Mapelli. Okay, who is Eduardo Mapelli? Okay, Beatrice. Okay, Beatrice is the other one. Okay, Beatrice is that one. Euginie is this one in the back. Okay. Okay, the 33-year-old had no idea that anyone outside her family had sought to contribute to the cost of her wedding to Eduardo Mapelli Marcy in July 2020 before lurid reports making the allegation appeared last week. A friend of the princess last week insists, quote, she knew nothing about this poor thing. All right. The wedding took place at the Royal Chapel in Windsor during the pandemic. And this is the one that I was saying. Why did they need to do some humongous wedding? The pandemic, COVID is a perfect excuse for them because they love to use COVID as the excuse to reset whatever allegation or nonsense that they are, they've been caught up to. So why make a huge lavish thing? Okay. The wedding took place at the Royal Chapel in Windsor during the pandemic, and in order to meet COVID-19 rules, was attended by only 20 people. So yeah, probably just the family, the two families, that's it. Documents from a complex fraud case last week revealed that the mysterious £750,000 gift was transferred to the Cart's bank account of Beatrice's father, Prince Andrew, at the request of a Turkish businessman called Salman Turk. The paper said that, in addition, Beatrice's sister Euginie was paid £25,000 at the behest of Mr. Turk and that her mother, Sarah Ferguson, received payment of at least £225,000 from him for work that she had carried out for a U.S. firm called Pegasus Group Holdings. Prince Andrew received a separate sum of £350,000 from Mr. Turk, the paper state. This is no suggestion of wrongdoing by the prince or his family, and they are not central to the case, which is at an early stage. Beatrice has confided in friends that she is upset at her name is being linked to a fraud case and has no idea who Mr. Turk is. The purpose of the £750,000 wedding gifts payment remains unclear. The marriage service was small, and there was no large party of the kind that her younger sister had enjoyed after she married Jack Brooksbank in October 2018. All right, there's more, but okay, only one paragraph. Is it one paragraph? Yeah, only one paragraph left, so you guys could finish reading. All right, there's some comments at the bottom here. I remember reading a Vanity Fair piece about the wedding of one of Marie Chantal's sister, and Barry Diller gave the bride and groom like $1 million check to buy a piece of property as a wedding present. So that is the kind of world they all operate in. Alright, so that's that. You guys could check the rest of the thing here, because I have a lot of tweets to share with you. So back to this. Okay, that's where the link came from. Poor thing, Princess Beatrice knew nothing about the £750,000 wedding gift. That's me here. Prince Andrew throwing them under the bus. Okay, every yuck for themselves. Okay, let us know if and when Andy or his daughters go to jail. I truly believe the daughters have nothing to do with it. The minute that I read the things, some of the little clues that I was getting, I knew they were trapping them. They just needed the money to get out from that. Whoever's giving them the money to be in somewhere that they could control. Okay, the marriage service was small, and there was no large party of the kind that her younger sister had enjoyed after she married Jack Brooksbank in October 2018. This was an interesting little dig at Euginie. Well, there was a pandemic. What did she expect? If she's kind of jealous and stuff like that, but it is what it is. There was a pandemic. Who wants to get around? Well, at least I was. During the pandemic, I didn't want to be anywhere, anybody. All right, so she could be, if she's upset, that's on her. Okay, there's more I want to say about that wedding, but it's not my problem. Okay, yep. Please, these days, Euginie seems to be working hard to break away from her parents' nonsense, but Beatrice is very much her mother's daughter. Well, if she stick on, right now, I'm giving them a pass. Okay, I'm giving them a pass, but if she thinks this is the way to move forward, she's gonna be having a good awakening. Okay, there's more. All right. Oh, that's it. Just GIF. Let's go to the next tweet, and I think it reflects to the Prince Andrew still. Okay, so there's that. Prince Andrew's aides were, quote, blindsided, and quote, by his now deleted Falklands War statement that was signed off HRH, despite Palace saying disgraced Duke will no longer use title. And I believe I read a good portion of it. It was on one of the videos that I did yesterday, and it was a screenshot from Omid Scobie. And then I stopped reading it, but I show you the screen for you guys to pause your screen to read it yourself, because it was starting to be a little bit ridiculous for me. All right, so it's on my yesterday's video. I believe I have 2 parts. No, I believe I have 3 videos. The first one, which I edited, and I cut it into 2 because it was close to 2 hours of recording. So I cut it into 2. They have the same type of thumbnails, except the number, part 1 and part 2. All right, so let's read some of the comments here. Okay, Andrew is a royal disappointment. And there's me here. I like royal flush. Okay, he has AIDS for what purpose? That's a good question. Okay, the biggest question here is, why does Prince Andrew have AIDS? Okay, Prince Andrew still has AIDS. Who is paying for them? Good Lord, the Brit people are being taken for a ride. So much for all his honor and title taken away. And yeah, but Mom will continue to fund the lifestyle he's accustomed to. Disgusting. Okay, he's blindsided, the only word that unnamed aides and the royal family have. They have to be most blindsided people on the planet. Oh, please, calculated trial balloon. There will be future mistaken use the HRH and other contexts, preparing the public for a Jubilee balcony appearance and full uniform. Okay, yeah, right. Oh boy, those aides are too often blindsided. That's what. So I didn't read. I believe she put a link. Okay, I didn't read that. I know I'm gonna be disappointed. There's no reason for me to read it. All right, next tweet. All right, so there's this. Already fighting over that non-existent spotlight, apparently annoyed that the failed Caribbean holiday was same time with his all-important Ireland tour, which was long scheduled. All right, so what is this about? Prince William's infamous Caribbean tour left Prince Charles annoyed. What was it? When I was covering the Caribbean tour, I believe, like this comment says, this tweet says, he was on tour and he was having a good time. Okay, he knew, I'm pretty sure, he knew William's thing was going bad. It was a failure. All right, and I even met in one of those videos, one of the Caribbean videos, and I was saying, I don't understand how these people operate, because the failure of his son's Caribbean tour also affect him. It affect him. I mean, what the hell is going to in these people's brain? He was sipping champagne, and the headlines that they were coming out from Prince Charles, it was like he's having a successful tour. Yeah, but if you need to be a king of whatever your mom was in control of, or heads of, not control, but heads of, you will need those countries to remain. But you send your son to that tour, he was having a failure. You were happy for it. That was the sense that I was getting from the headline, because from my understanding, their mouthpiece is the freaking tabloid. So if the tabloid are saying this, there must be some connection with you guys, because you train your son at a young age to be pleasing to the tabloid, to write positive things for you. So yeah, and I mentioned it, and I said, wow, these people, well, I'm paraphrasing now. I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was in that same sense, that the failure of his son's failure is his failure as well. Because you need the Caribbean to be named something, whatever it is, the king of whatever. But he was having a good time, getting positive. His was going better than his son. But yet, you need the whole freaking Caribbean. Okay, Prince William's infamous Caribbean tour left Prince Charles annoyed. Prince William reportedly annoyed his father, Prince Charles, with his royal tour to the Caribbean. Okay, there's me with my shade. Right, I'm just going. What is it? I'm just going to have champagne with my girl, something like that. The thing says. Okay, they are both jealous, petty men, but William is a novice at vendetta, and Charles has a PhD. Into vendetta. Was the overlap and tour dates deliberate one upmanship? That's a no-no. Willie and wifey thought they would blow Harry and Meghan's and Camilla and Charles out of the water. Epic fail. The spotlight stays in Montecito. House of Cards. William promised Charles that he could keep the Commonwealth together, him and Catherine, as long as he could get rid of Meghan. He promised he could get the black vote, but he's mistaken, because this is not the World War II generation. This is 2022. A lot has changed. I don't know what they were thinking. I really don't know what they were thinking. All they needed to do is just sit back, enjoy their lifestyle, the lifestyle that they had, and show Meghan respect. That's it. You don't have to like Meghan. Just show her respect, because she was more than willing, and her husband, to do the work. All you needed to do is go cut ribbon. But no, you wanted the spotlight. They were like, here, take the spotlight. And as they were leaving, the light was chasing them. Okay? The light was like, I don't want to stay in that salty island. All right, happy days are here. Yep. Prince Tampon is pissed at Willie and Petunia's Caribbean's adventure. Okay, let the boys fight. Charles has always been a jealous-hearted bore. comma is doling it out because William should have been a partner with Harry instead of a jealous rival. That's exactly that. Okay? Because Harry had William's back, including Catherine. And I think Harry was very disappointed at Catherine, the way Kate had treated his wife. Okay? William could have worked the throne role, and Harry could have continued the work of Diana. Charles and William are going to devour each other. That's their problem. They asked for it, now they must get it. All right? And then what happened is that Charles make William do all the dirty work to pave the way for him. All the thing he needed out of him, trash his own mother. Okay, and then after he trashed his own mother, you have the queen come into play, and then said, okay, when Charles become king, the wife is gonna be queen consort or whatever title it is. All right, he's a freaking airhead, William. Charles looks like his mother. He could be her brother. Okay, well, the queen is Prince Charles' mom and third cousin. The freaking incest that goes into this place. Okay, reply. Okay, there's that. Let's go to the next tweet. I hope I could make it into 1 hour because there's a lot to share with you. Okay, it's comical to me how often Prince William walks into his father's trap. Okay, a smarter man will have realized the only chance of taking on the institution will have been forming an alliance with his only brother. I mean, every single person in this freaking entire world. Well, no, let me take it back. With the exception of the island, okay, and the UK. Forget that. Everyone besides that. If they see the nonsense that's going on, they could read between the lines. They would have known. Okay? Except them. And I was very surprised when I find out how the institution, the firm, operates. Each one of them have their own office, and then each of the offices do not work together. I've said this many times. My assumption of how the firm works, that anything that they're gonna do, the very first person who get to see it or who get to say something is the queen. Now, if the queen doesn't want to do certain things, there's an event that's coming up, and they bring it up to the queen, and the queen decided, I don't want to do that, and suggested, okay, maybe this should not be done, or maybe we should do this. And then if she decided not to be the face of that particular thing and said the next person that the thing should go to is Charles. Now, if Charles look at it, make adjustment or whatever, send it back to his mother, and then go back to him, and Charles approve it as well. And guess where this goes to? It goes to William. Now, William doesn't have a say because the two top person already made their changes or whatever. If William decided, I do not want to do it, the next person it goes to at that time, because they are adult, will be Harry. Okay? Until the kids of Williams get older, then Harry will be pushed back completely. He doesn't have to do anything for the firm. It will be Williams' kids. Okay? But for now, it will be these four people. The Queen first, Charles second, William third, and then Harry. And Harry have no say. Okay? He can't say nothing. Okay? After all the three top people already made changes, because he's not the next heir. Okay? He's sixth in line. So he have no choice but to do it. This is the way that I thought the firm worked. But no, they're trying to fight each other to get more publicity, be better, or have approve of the people. When in fact, when one of them do well, it's the entire firm. They represent the firm. They didn't see it. They didn't see it that way. So there's me responding like William. There's nothing in his head. Okay, well, we all know Harry is the brighter of the two brothers. Yep, and Harry was there to back him up, watch his back. But no, William backstabbed his brother, including trying to get rid of his own wife for him. What the hell is this?
What it means is that a senior figure in the royal household, according to Mail on Sunday, was passing him information in order to help defeat for Duchess's case.
Have been, as we know, is that the Mail on Sunday had the ruling against them in February, and they were then appealing it. So it was lawyers from the Mail on Sunday who would have approached Jason Naff, knowing that these emails and messages existed. That would have been the point, and unless, I mean, the most likely outcome is that Jason obviously would have then gone to William and Kate, and clearly he has cooperated. He would not have cooperated with those lawyers without their definite knowledge.
But like you said, I mean, you've been here for 3 years. Yeah, wedding first. Get that done.
We
but
can multitask.
Having said that, you have been quietly, like you say, behind the scenes, let's just say laying the foundations for your future work. Prince Harry, what are the biggest challenges as you see them going forward? What do you want to focus on? And I have to ask you, all the work you do together is great, but working together as family, do you ever have disagreements about things?
Oh, yes.
Okay, the last thing you disagreed on, how do you resolve it?
Is it resolved? We don't know.
Oh, we don't know. Well,
Yes, exactly. To be continued.
okay.
I mean, definitely. And I truly believe, okay, my humble opinion, I think there is much more to that. That something that happened between William and Meghan directly. They sent Harry away to do something so Meghan could be by herself. And I believe this is full humble opinion. Never met them, wasn't there, none of that. Okay? And I'm talking about something that probably happened between two people that I'm not even aware wasn't even in the room. Okay? I truly believe something happened between them two, but Meghan rejected it and then mentioned it to Harry, and Harry confronted William regarding that. Okay? How dare you try to do whatever it may be to my wife? This kind of thing. All right? So Meghan doesn't play this nonsense. Okay? Harry also. All right? And that actually strengthened Harry and Meghan's bond even more. All right? Because Harry knows how the family works, how they operate behind the scene. Okay? Let's continue with some of the comments. Conspiracy theory, date clash was intentional. Charles wanted the comparison article, easy, friendly Ireland tour versus protests and mild difficulties in the Caribbean. Yeah, but then they say, I was surprised when I come across that Charles was doing a tour. And I was like, why would both of them be doing it at the same time? So it was deliberate. Okay, problem is William fell harder than anyone expected. British royal family shamed globally. Ireland ignore. Oops. Okay, an institution that has been on life support for far too long is a waste of money that could be used to help people who really need it. Allowing oligarchs to control their own narrative for the people always backfires in the end. Just unplug the whole thing down, let it die off. Okay, someone put it something in a comment section that I need to look something on 60 minutes, and I saw the look for 60 minutes, the timestamp the person told me to look at. I didn't come across the video that has a long length for me to watch. So if I come across that comment, I'll ask her to give me the link directly. Okay, you mean Camilla Strap. Not sure Charles is smart enough to think this stuff up, but I will assume Camilla is mean enough. You know what? I believe this person. I believe this person. I believe all of the nonsense that's happening, it's Camilla's doing. I believe so too. I completely agree with this one. Okay, the only credit I give Charles is that he is smart and has been at this game longer than William. Well, if you say in that sense, okay, the game of being, I believe I have a video that I said it's, the thumbnails is, that's the longest, intern. Okay, if he's going and if this comment is going in that route, no, Charles is not smart at all. He should never be competing with his children or the next heir after him. He should never be competing with him, because the whole goal, if their eyes remain on the crown, okay, on the crown. I think Betty understand that. Betty understand the assignment, but the kids, Charles and William, they don't understand the assignment. Their understanding of the assignment is just the papers. They have to have positive coverage. If they focus on the crown and then make sure the people are happy, that's all. All right? But instead, they satisfying their ego. They want their ego to be happy all the time, which pretty much is the big no-no. Okay, who cares what the paper says? As long the people are happy, you're doing something physically, the people are seeing the result of your hard work. But no, that's not what they're about. Look at Meghan, who got over there a few seconds on that island. Okay, look how she was able to help several charities directly and make them self-sustain. Right? If they were doing something like that, they will have no problem with whatever the tabloid say, because the people will back them up. All right? Okay? So Harry, Charles is not that smart. All right? No. All right, let me start that comment again. The only credit I give Charles is that he is smart and has been at this game longer than William. He is also ruthless. Camilla doesn't care about anyone except for Charles and her own kids. So to her, all fair and love and war. And Camilla, I think Camilla is the smartest one in there. Okay? The smartest one is Camilla. And I truly believe this haven't happened. I've been saying it in my humble opinion. If Charles does become king, we're gonna have a huge surprise. The surprise is gonna be maybe Camilla's son is gonna be the next heir. I don't know why I feel that way. All right, I'm probably gonna eat my words. So for some reason, I don't know. This is what I think. All right, because Charles was still hanging out with Camilla even during the wedding, before his wedding with Diana. Who has it? Princess Diana suspect that he slept with Camilla the night before their wedding, and then someone come across and said, no, he didn't sleep with her, but you know, she sucked something at a certain time. So things were still going on. So there's a possibility, you know, one of Camilla's children is Charles, or maybe both. You never know. Okay, and then all they have to do is do a blood test and then kick William out of the thing. All right. Now, Harry leaving was what was best for Harry and his family. His father and brother can duke it out. Yep. Okay, indeed, but being the heir of outdated, corrupted, medieval institution needed training. He is learning from the best, his granny and his pa, with whom, until Harry's departure from the firm, he felt no closeness to, but resentment. He is one of them, and he too wants it all. Yep. Well, remember I've said sometime when you want everything, you're gonna end up with nothing. All right, so we're seeing the path to that. All right, because they're too greedy. All right, next tweet. William is about to realize Bat won't protect him from Charles and his other, quote, fans, okay, or too busy in our Sussex squad comments to even know what's going on with them. That is true. And this is my comment to this Bat versus Sussex squad. Alright, let's see here. They're both dangerous, but I'm more afraid of what Charles will do to William to keep his spot on the throne. That's up to them. I don't care. For all I know, they could destroy each other. Okay, they should at least respect and protect Meghan and respect Harry. They didn't have to like Meghan. For the sake of Harry's happiness, they should have shown Meghan respect. All right, that's all they had to do. That was their assignment. But no, they ended up hating Meghan, and along they axed Harry out. And look at this. They took his security away and then disclosed his location. And then now they don't want to give him his security. So what the hell? For all I know, the firm could disappear. All of them could go to hell. The same path their mothers is going. Because she's ahead of something. She claimed over God. So they all could go to that same God that they all believe in. I know it's not the one that I believe in. Okay, everything Chuck does is to narcissistic son will never be enough for me. Not after what he and his born idol wife did to the Sussexes. I'm hoping a full-on war between those two men and their wives. My money is on Camilla too over Kath. Both are grasping for Charles. Is it Charles? Okay, had more years of practice on that. Like she said, I don't care what they do. They could destroy each other. Okay, made me chuckle. They're so good at distraction. They're perfectly self-distraction, so busy busting butts, putting down Sussex squad. They don't see the rest of the picture. Love to see it in real time. Okay, he has fans. Bahaha, be nice. This is the opportune time. Was it opportune time for blacking trolls? I have been blacking a lot today. For some reason, they are swarming the squaddies timeline. Black is the answer to all of them, not words. Okay, that's been my day as well. Okay, I'm not on Twitter all the time. I'll pop in and look and then move on with my life. But and then later on at night, if I don't have anything set up, and I'll create just go straight to Twitter, see what the squad are talking about for me to share with you. I don't have time to discuss with them. Sometimes they will comment on my thing, and then I have a response to them. Okay, that's been my day all day. It's almost as if they're desperate to smear Sussex squad as a hate campaign. There was something like that I came across. I didn't respond. Okay, the fact that they are crashing tweets with hateful posts is lost on them. Okay, oh la la, okay, that's a different language. Okay, I can't wait to see him being served a karma banquet, which he will thoroughly deserve. He is such a foolish boy. Okay, I can't wait when karma will catch up with William. That's on them. Okay, William better brace himself because Charles is about to throw the Rose affair wide open. What affair? Okay, I don't get why they follow the squad account. The squad don't follow them. Yeah. Hey, they want to stay within the conversation. Okay, they don't have to. The thing with one thing I realized with these two. Okay, that will be my next tweet. The thing, it doesn't have to be a good coverage or whatever it may be. They just want to remain as part of the conversation, like I'm doing right now. All right, they just want to be part of the conversation, but their nonsense is just too much. All right, next tweet. Prince William invents, quote, the Cambridge's way, which involve much less work. There's a link. I'm not gonna read it. Okay, there's me. He responds, but they have done a lot of smiling. That shows they care.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So,
There's that 11 people. Okay, guess which one is thinking about a rose not so far away, and which one is thinking of Meghan's good fortune and being a big jealous. Being big jealous. Okay. Lazy and greedy. Under current law, William will start getting £22 million per year as soon as his grandmother passes, or for his personal use. Legally, he could put it all on his own pocket. He'll still get sovereign grant funds for official expenses as Charles does now. Wow. My goodness, you have that much money coming for doing so little. My goodness. Look at this, UK. You have been duped to paying for these users' royal rights. Okay, they do not work. It is engagement. Okay, I guess one having their own idea is finally on trend for royals. Harry and Meghan were already far ahead of the curve on that one. Yep, much less work than what they already don't do. Okay, I kind of hate respect William on this. He doesn't even have the job yet, and he's already putting it out. There is a universe that he isn't about that hustle. Okay. Quote, I only do 10 to 15. I need a 2-hour lunch break. And I don't work when it rains. Energy. What? He said that in... Let's see here. I kind of hate respect William on this. He doesn't even have the job yet. And he's already putting it out there in the universe that he isn't about that hustle. Wow. Quote, I only do 10 to 15. I need a 2-hour lunch break. And I don't work when it rains. Energy. What? He said that and that. Okay, I'll read part of that and then leave the link for you guys. Okay, the lazy way is gonna be a sight to see when his grandmother is no longer around. Okay, okay, that's a different language. You can invent less than 0. What is point something? Negative point something? I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to sit here and watch the ship sink. But the thing is that I can't believe this is what I'm saying with these people. They're telling you, literally telling you what they're all about. But yet, the people in the UK are making excuses for them. Okay, with Vanity Fair, you have Princess Anne saying they don't want to reinvent the wheel. And you got to think, if you were in their shoes, the only difference we have many of us than them is that we have empathy. We understand sorrow and famine, people whose lack of, we understand, but we will not be that greedy to keep taking and doing nothing. Many of us will want to share that. But for them, you could understand if you have a lifestyle where you don't have to do a lot, and then all that money coming toward you, you got to give them credit. Why would you want to change that? Okay? So they're telling people this is what they're all about, and yet the people accepting it. All right? So this is why I can't feel sorry that much for the Brits. They're telling you left and right. They're writing it on the wall, telling you every chance that they get, this is who they are. But yet you can't pay your energy bill.
Look at the fact that just on energy alone, on a conservative estimate within 1 year, we're talking £1,300 a year going up in bills. We're going to have about 10 million people in fuel poverty. We have a real absolute, not relative, poverty issue going to come in the UK, with food banks oversubscribed, with debt crisis agencies do not have any tools. And I need to say, with the Chancellor coming on in a moment, if you forgive me, as the money-saving expert who's been known for this, I am virtually out of tools to help people now. It's not something money management can fix. It's not something for those on the lowest incomes telling them to cut their belts will work. We need political intervention.
You don't have money to buy food. You go into food banks to get charity and all of that. So why should I feel sorry for people? Everything is telling you right in front of you. All right, let me read some of that. If I don't finish it, the link will be in the description. Okay, Prince William's invent the Cambridge's way, which involved much less work. So that was yesterday. April 4th, 2022, all right, by Kaiser. All right, royal reporters are dutifully polishing the third known as Prince William. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge Caribbean tour was an unmitigated disaster featuring colonialist stagecraft getting fired live in the Jamaican Prime Minister's office, attempting to pass off scuba diving and luxury hotels stays as quote work, and Kate dropping $50,000 on some of the ugliest new clothes just so she could parade around in Diana and Queen cosplay. Okay, worse yet, William failed to properly manage the unfolding crisis, and he just lost his temper and threw a series of tantrums instead. Notably, he threw a hissy fit as they were flying out of the Bahamas, releasing an angry, illiterate statement, which boiled down to William huffing and puffing about how maybe there shouldn't even be a Commonwealth if they don't like his colonialism. William has been telling everyone that the royal need to do things, quote, the Cambridge's way, which means explaining and complaining constantly. Now we're getting more info about what this LOL Cambridge's way entails. It involves less work and more preening, if you can believe that. What? Okay, so this is the quote here. So that's a quote. All right, let's see here. The Cambridge's way. Under a blueprint setting out what palace aides are describing as the Cambridge's way, William will adapt an approach closer to that pursued by his grandfather, Prince Philip, rather than that of his father, with an overarching mantra. Okay, this is small. I'm trying my best to make the words. Okay, with an overarching mantra of urgency plus optimism equal action. William will eschew what a source described as hand-wringing over life's problem and instead concentrate on a hope and solution. Okay, concentrate on hope and solution. I mean, he's been, okay, let me read. William's priorities. Prioritizing core issues including mental health. I came across a tweet where, okay, I think the squad put a screenshot of, who's that? Is it Chris Chips? And I think I made a comment on it, that each time I read the thing, it reminds me of some of the things that they did. Okay, when they mentioned mental health, and I thought about the Shout, okay, the issue they had with Shout, where people call in, it's a free service, call in to talk about their problem, and then they came, I think some journalists come to find out. I think it was in the U.S. Okay, the journalists in the U.S. discovered that Shout was giving those people's personal information, the people who called to explain their problem, who they thought it was confidential. So what Shout was doing, they either selling or giving those information to a for-profit company about those information. So I mentioned that. Okay, the environment and children. Okay, when they mention about the environment, I'm thinking where he went shooting, killing those birds, for fun. I mentioned that in that comment. So the tweeted something about it, and the squad took a screenshot and put it, and that's how I came across it. So this is where they probably got it from. All right, so let's read. Williams' priorities. Prioritizing core issues including mental health, the environment, and children's early years, and focusing on hope and solution, and the style adopted by former U.S. President Barack Obama when running for the White House, harnessing his media training to make more TV appearances so that he is seen as credible and comfortable by the public. This is what I'm saying. They don't care whatever it is that they're doing, whether it's positive or negative. They want to be part of the conversation, which is what I'm doing right now. Deploying the increasingly assured and popular Duchess of Cambridge on more solo overseas. Okay, so the thing was right. More solo overseas. Reducing stage managing event in favor of more meet and greet so the couple can get under the skin of issues. Cutting the number of charities. These are things that Harry been saying. You don't need to have 50,000 charities just because your name is next to them. What are you doing for those charities? Harry been saying this. Was in the Obama thing.
With many, many charities. You're patrons of certain organizations. I read that you have about 15 charities that you're affiliated with. Your brother and sister-in-law have about 35, but that's less than some other members of your family, right? You all are doing it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So how do you focus?
So,
and tell us that by contrast, how many charities might other royals be affiliated with in different generations?
Hundreds. My grandmother had to rewrite the rule books to a certain extent. My father and my mother have also done it their way. And now we're the younger generation coming through trying to do it our way because the world has changed so much. We believe that by streamlining and by bringing people together in order to effect real positive change is the only way forward. And it worked for previous generations, and we will always say yes to becoming patron of a charity that we believe in and that we're incredibly passionate about. But I think in today's world, you have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie, rather than potentially turning up to a charity once a year.
Thank you. Nice to see you again. I was just looking at, it's been a while since I last visited. So yeah, it's definitely when things get back to normal, I'd love to come and say hello to the team and everyone down there as well.
I think it was 2012 that you were allowed to get.
But this is just word. I don't even believe what he's saying here. All right, all these are just word. What action is he going to do?
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's that's more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So
All right, for the part where he's sending his wife overseas, I actually believe he doesn't mind that, so he could have more time with whatever his side chick. All right, but playing a greater role with those he retained, reinventing the Prince of Wales role. Okay, what does he have to say on that? While the reinvention of the role of the Prince of Wales will inevitably spark suggestion of an implied attack on Prince Charles, a source close to William insists, quote, the approach isn't a criticism of what has come before, but just an acknowledgement of a desire for change. I mean, he's really running ahead of the curve. He didn't even have the role yet. Betty is still alive, but yet he's already knows this is what he's gonna do. Okay, it's about hope and optimism for the future. What is driving the Duke and Duchess and everything they do is urgency plus optimism. but the Queen is still alive. What urgency? The thing that was a tweet that I read where someone said something about what's the point of like working toward the future, but you're not even taking care of the present. I'm just paraphrasing the tweet. This is the thing here. He's focusing so much on the future, but the present, he's not taking care of it. What was the present, which is now in history book, was the Commonwealth. All right, they send you on a solo, well, it wasn't solo, on a Caribbean tour with your wife. You destroy it. You didn't do anything good. So if you already thinking of the future, but you're not taking care of the present, what is the future gonna be for you? Okay, you're destroying the future already. Okay, everybody sees but them. But anyway, so with that being said, I'm gonna leave the link in the description. I could read this later on my own, but you guys, I'll leave the link in the description for you guys. All right, so I read some of the comments here. Let's go to the next tweet. I'm almost an hour. Next tweet. There's that. Okay, keep in mind these three plus Camilla are supposed to attract young people to the monarchy. Now Charles is being blamed for the dual lack of dynamism. When will they ever be responsible for anything? That's their problem. Okay, the person who the team player that was doing the work for them, and I think that I have one thumbnails that I call the power of one. Okay, they kick him out and they still don't show him any respect. They're still trying to blame him for their failure. So they kick Harry out along with his wife. So you deal with your problem. All right. Prince William, Kate Middleton running from Prince Charles' stuffy image. Okay. Prince William and Kate Middleton have reportedly been battling against Prince Charles. That's their problem. I'm just reporting this for you guys. All right. This is their problem. Okay. Running from stuffy Charles to 50 queens. Oh my goodness. Kate Middleton pays homage to the queen and striking bridal white dress. Alright, look at this. Nothing of their own. They just like to copy. How the hell would you dress like that when the people you are visiting are trying to get away from that? How? Who was advising them? Okay. Prince Charles is less stuffy than William and Kate. He's not afraid of black people either. That is true. He even tried to do, how do you call this? Breakdance. Let's just say he knows how to play the game, like some of the squad are saying. Okay, Wills and Clan Bobby blames everyone else for their failure and F-ups. Prince Charles is a lot of bad things, but stuffy is not one of them. This is Prince Charles breakdancing. Okay, so that was that. It's on YouTube. You guys could go check it out. Okay, there's this. Bill's a clown. He needs to work on his age demographic because he has more to lose. Charles isn't going anywhere. Yeah, what is it? When William is going on, let's say to Ireland, those other countries, he goes around to the people that likes him, the old people. And these people are about to exit. But that's the one you just because you want to satisfy your ego. But if you thinking of the long longevity, the long run for the future that I was talking about, okay, you have to go to the young people because the young people are the future. All right. If I understand natural disaster can cause certain things. All right. People could die at any time. But if someone already at an old age, the balance of possibility that will happen is the old people will die first. Okay, so therefore Harry should, I'm saying Harry, William should focus on the young people. All right.
I want to ask you, you traveled the whole world in both your role, in your royal role. As you were going around the world, how did you get more focused on things that you cared about? I mean, we see a lot of pictures of you with children. You spent a year in Lesotho, yep. Right? And, bring that to life for us.
I get all of my passion, inspiration, and energy from young people. And that is from the ages of 6 or 7 in the Caribbean, when you get a 6-year-old turning around to you and telling you exactly how much damage your country and the developed world is causing them, all the way to 28, 30-year-olds who at some point in their life have already a better understanding of duty and service than I ever did at that age, because it's all about giving back. So yeah, I think that, look, lots of people say that, oh, your job of traveling the world is wonderful. Of course it's wonderful, but when we get sent to some countries, we don't always get to see the beautiful parts. We're always there trying to deal with some of the issues, but also doing everything we can to bring people together to make change, to make positive change. And it's an absolute joy and a privilege to meet the younger generation of change makers across the world who genuinely believe in the fact that they, as a single person and as a group and as a community and as a nation, not only can change their country, but can change the world as well. And that is what keeps me going on a day-to-day basis.
So when a 6-year-old says to you that your country is ruining theirs, what do you do or say?
Agree with them slightly. Look, we all know the issues that are out there, with the climate and the environmental issues. And I don't want to say it's refreshing, but it is nice to know that kids that young have an appreciation and understanding greater than some of the people who have been on this planet for 60, 70 years.
How many people does it take to change these white folks' pampers? They want everyone money and cry when the Caribbean is clapping them, then saying it wasn't me when they have shown to be royal racists outside of Cesspool Island. Okay, look at how, Catherine, when she was over there, the woman trying to make her feel comfortable at ease, she doesn't even want to be touched. Alright, so, I understand not everybody wants to be touched, but she looked like a freaking mannequin over there. Where do you think you were gonna go? When Harry's dancing with those people and do all of the stuff, this is what it takes to have the people to like you. But then again, that wasn't gonna change, because what happened at the Commonwealth when Meghan showed up, that was a big no-no. Alright, so nothing was gonna change their minds. Okay, part of the plan is pushing out Harry and Meghan. Again, was to garner younger demographic. Harry and Meghan's are gone, but younger Britons still have no interest in Wills and what's its name, I guess. And they've grown even more disenchanted with a right-leaning monarchy. Okay, God, remember when Harry and Meghan first announced engagement and some were calling them the Fab Four. Yeah, so much potential and they threw it out. And Harry was telling them that too, to take advantage of Meghan being in the part of the family. But no, they're racistic president. Okay, so much potential and they threw it out on some petty shit that should tell people that the current lineup really has no business being in the position of leadership. Yep, that's a very good tweet here. Okay, Prince Charles may be stuffy, but Walmart and Kmart have zero charisma and no personality to speak of except being entitled and boring. And the thing is that I've said that also. William's wife, okay, I can't think of name. William's wife was trained, okay, back in the 1800s, all right, for that position, but they didn't train her to be in the 21st century.
Wishes to play the organ, she's not expected to operate that pedal herself. It can be moved to the side and staff to do that work for them. The ladies don't work. That is distinctive of ladies versus women. Ladies do not work. Women do.
But the firm has exactly what they're looking for, though. All right, but yet they want the Meghan's type, and at the same time they don't want Meghan. So these people are confused. They are confused. Okay, how are they running away from Prince Charles when everything William and Kate touched turned into chaos, disaster, and embarrassing? At least Prince Charles has personality compared to them and has his projects in place. Maybe it's time William and Kate start to listen and stop trying to act like they know what they are doing. I don't know. They have so many blueprints in front of them, but yet they keep on putting their foot in their mouth. Okay, did Charles insist on those two to be lackluster as a gumless and charmless as they can be? People are finding out how bland and blender are just that. Bland, who could not muster ambition between the two of them to save themselves, but blame Chucky. They wasted their time believing the propaganda that they are special. They're wasting their time believing that the propaganda that they are special. What is it? I did say something like, you know, when drug dealers are selling drugs, okay, they're not supposed to take those things. All right, they're supposed to be just a dealer. So this is the same thing with these people. They're selling the propaganda, which was supposed to confuse people or make people believe certain way. But what happened? They take their own Kool-Aid. They buy their own propaganda. They forgot this was just a front. Oh my God. It's like they put the facade and they become the facade. And then people pierce to the facade and saw what was in the background and they realized they were shit. But they buy their own propaganda. Okay, they so believed that they were skipping Charles without lifting a finger. The only thing that could help them is natural disaster. That's all. You could read between the line what I mean. Okay, Prince Charles has the least stuffy image. Okay, imagine that. Okay, exactly. Isn't he 40 damn years old? Okay, 40 is going on to 70. Let me move on. I have more tweet. All right, so what did he think? I'm telling you, I don't think he understands his position. I really don't think so. The thing that is going on, his position is based on birthright. Okay? No matter what, he is after Charles. That's it. And he should be happy if he really wants that position, that he's that close in line. Because you have others who's been living longer than him. Each time someone is born, they kick them further away. So he should be happy. He's that close. But yet, he's messing it up for all of them. Okay, Salty Island right now. Oh my God, the squad or something. Let's see here. That's me laughing. Warning, reduce your volume. Okay.
The girls are fighting! No! The girls are fighting! Why? Why?
All right, so that's that. People putting GIF of them laughing. Yep, I'm telling you, the squad be coming with some stuff. Okay, if they think Charles has waited this long to let them ruin it for him at the finish line, they are delusional. Charles been low-key making moves on them all. I won't put it past to him to be low-key getting advice from Harry. You never know. You never know. Meghan is too smart for that. I don't know. Let me get my girl out of there. I don't think so. Okay, I think you're right about Chuck E. Cheese having waited long enough. Egg can forget about basically joint reign. But as for Chucky Fingers, Fingers getting clandestine advice from Harry, you may be right, but I can't buy it. No, I don't think Harry's too busy. Harry's too busy. He doesn't have time for that. Okay, his second wife is said to be the top advisor to Egg. That I believe. I believe is the wife, Camilla, who's directing him. Okay? All of the nonsense that's been going on is the wife. And this is why I keep on saying, I believe once she become whatever, queen counselor and that, and then you're going to get a huge announcement that it's her son who's next in line. This is what I believe. And I think Charles will go for it too, because I don't think Charles gave a damn about his kids. All right? The ones that he did with Diana. I don't know if he has anything besides that, but if there is, I don't think he cares about William and Kate. I mean, William and Harry. Kate for that matter. Okay, Prince Edward and Sophie Wessex will learn from Prince William and Kate Middleton's royal tour, missteps ahead of their own Jubilee trip to the Caribbean. What are they gonna... I think I respond to that. Yep, there's me here. This is the Caribbean talking to them. Okay, Caribbean to the Wessex. Quote, "Hi, Edward." Okay, Ford Fiesta. "Is that you in white outfit? What makes you think we're gonna change our minds? We remember." Yep, there's those pictures here. Okay, I love to be a fly on the wall for that little PowerPoint seminar. What it titled. Okay, how to not be racist. How to avoid the C word, colonialism. How to not be William or Kate. Common mistake, racist royal make. Point. Okay, the Caribbean seems to be tired of these folks. Edward and Sophie seems to have a hard enough time being recognized in their own country. I just don't see. don't even recognize them in their own country. That is funny. Okay, I just don't see them generating much interest elsewhere. Nah. What is it? Let's not forget, there was something that was going on, and then I think it has to do with Oprah. Maybe it was before the Oprah interview, where they were making jabs on Oprah, like downplaying Oprah who, and Sophie was saying, who is Oprah? She doesn't recognize Oprah. Next thing you know, the squad be coming out with pictures of her at the South Africa Oprah school. So these people are just putting their foot in their mouth. Okay, they don't remember what they done or said prior. All the nonsense that they said prior is coming back to haunt them. Okay, this one was 4 minutes ago. The Caribbean seems to be tired of these folks. Okay, I read this. If Edward and Sophie's Caribbean tour is better received than Will and Kate, then the Cambridges will not be pleased. This is the thing, the way those people are. They're playing individually. They're not focusing on the firm. Okay, surprised they are still going. What's the end game? This is the thing where they're force feeding people. You have to accept who they are, but they're not willing to change. Okay, an easy way to see if they have learned is which hotel they stay at in Grenada. Every royal has stayed at the Spice Island Beach Hotel, which is Grenadian owned. However, there are a few more mega 5 stars non-Grenadian owned hotels since the last royal visit. Okay, I never been there. I don't know anything about that. Okay, the taxpayers will never learn though. That's the other thing. This is why I can't feel sorry for them. They will just keep accepting millions spent on holidays by the Windsors and host countries having to put them up on most expensive accommodation the country can afford. In exchange for what exactly? Nothing. Monarchy has to go. Everyone outside of that island sees that but them. And when they're complaining on Twitter about the things that's going on with the government and the monarch, I can feel sorry for them because they're accepting it. Okay, I wish they would learn our Caribbean islands alone. Sorry. Okay, when are they going to leave the people of the Caribbean alone? Okay, how many places are they going to? Yeah, I just realized I just have read further. Sorry. So there's more on, I'll click on it, but just to get the link for you guys. But I'm not gonna read it. It looks like it's very small. Yep. If you could read it, I'll leave the link, but I'm not gonna read it. It's very small anyway. Next tweet. All right, I'm already an hour. Oh my goodness. I think this will be it, and then I'll go to another video. Okay, suppressing and controlling. The royal family needs to let go of their undeserved privileges and be replaced by an elected head of state. The monarchy should be consigned to the history book. Abolish the monarchy. So that's from the Time UK. Okay, no photos till the Queen sits, the palace said. Then we heard about Andrew. Wow. No photos until the Queen sit. Interesting. So they didn't want people to see that Andrew was walking her down. Well, wasn't there video? Was it televised? Okay, I didn't watch it. It was after the fact when people putting things on Twitter. That's when I come across it. I'm gonna read some of this, so that link is gonna be in the description. Let's see here. Liz seems to be using neither her human cane of a defective son. Okay, Liz seems to be using neither her human cane of a defective son nor the one purchased for that purpose. Gangster Grand Liz has state power and futures big mad. So she's walking with, why is it the purpose of him walking her down the aisle was to support her? There he is, he's not even holding her hand. My goodness. And then he didn't even accompany her to her seat, because that was his job. He didn't even do it. Okay, until she sat. That's when he should have walked across to go sit over there. He didn't even do his job. Okay, the whole nonsense we were hearing before the whole nonsense we were hearing prior weeks leading to Prince Philip's memorial is to ease people, all right, and to accepting him, all right, that he's not coming, she's not coming, they reserve time for her to come, whether she makes, she's coming or not, all of this nonsense they were saying, all right, is to surprise people that she's coming. Because if they said he was coming, you were gonna hear all the nonsense. So her walking with him and said, "Here, I'm working with my son. I'm the queen. You take it." The middle finger kind of thing here. All right, so that's the thing. And we come across other videos where, if the queen accepted his son, forgive his son, this and that, therefore the public should accept it. I'm like, what the F?
Richard Kay, do you think that the Queen has some sort of sense or feeling that she either believes or hopes that Andrew's been forgiven?
I think she would like to think that Andrew will be forgiven. But certainly I think what we do know from this is the Queen believes in Andrew, supports Andrew. The fact that Andrew was not convicted of any kind of criminal misdemeanor is important to her, I think. And I think she's sort of showing to the country at large, if you like, that if she, his mother, can forgive him, I am asking you in your hearts to show a modicum of forgiveness for him.
For the public should accept it. I'm like, what the F? That's her job as the mother. But just because she accept and forgive her son, I don't have to. What about all the other kids that her son did bad to? What about those parents? They have feelings too. Yours is not the only one matters. I'm telling you, this whole church infested thing, they belong to them. This is where they're gonna go. Whoever they are worshiping right here, that's the one they belong to, not the one that I belong to. Okay, let's see here. That's that. Boris elected. Okay, abolish the monarchy and you will never have to see this twat again. Okay, who is that? I don't know who's that. Well said. Thumbs up. Royalty is on its last leg. Who is paying for this celebration message? To the Queen, this is your government. Okay, has he told you how much your people are suffering? Bet not. Do you care about it? A lot of 80 and 90 and families don't have heat or able to cook warm food, or you cold. This is the thing that I've been saying as well. The money that's going to these people could go straight to the people directly. But I don't even think the Brits are running their own country. Okay, we could have genuine parliamentary democracy instead of this archaic system of a constitutional monarchy with a parliament. I would like to see a president with limited power, limited by a written constitution. There will be debate on the constitution. Abolish the monarchy. The main thing is to make sure not one person have full power, because with one person having power, there's a lot of damage that could be done. All right, let's read some of this. The link will be in the description. Okay, can I read it? No photos till the Queen sits, the palace said. Then we heard about Andrew. Okay, Richard Pole was the only photographer in Westminster Abbey when the Duke of York escorted his mother down the aisle last week, pushing back on official order is a risky business, he writes. Okay, so this picture wasn't meant to be seen because they wanted people to sit, okay, until she sits. That's when the photo's supposed to be taking place. Okay, I don't know if it was televised. So this was yesterday, April 4th, 2022. After this, I'm going to stop, do another video. There I was dressed in my one and only suit, the only photographer giving the opportunity to record a prominent moment in the royal family history. I had been chosen as the photo photographer who will provide the national and international media with photographs of the Thanksgiving service for the Duke of Edinburgh. To decide who covered each event, the newspapers and agencies put names forward and an independent body picks one at random. It is a rare privilege that should not be underestimated. But this event started in a high state of panic. I had just been told by a Buckingham Palace press officer that I could not photograph the arrival of the Queen into Westminster Abbey. Only once she was seated, they said. Naturally, I balked at the order. Years ago, a Downing Street press officer had told me when I was covering a voter inside number 10 that I could only photograph Tony Blair. Quote, when he was ready and when I said, you can. Wow, this is the thing here. They want control of everything. They knew they could lean on me because I was the only photographer there. When the Prime Minister appeared and I started taking pictures, the press officer tried to stop me and a scuffle started. Blair wasn't the least bit bothered. Okay, a letter arrived the following day at the time, complaining that I had broken explicit instruction and blaming me from Downing Street water access. Okay, in reply, my picture editor pointed out that I had done my job. Border photographers were chosen at random, and most photo calls and sign number 10 were quote crap anyway. Oh my God! He shook my hand and sent me on one. He sent me on every Downing Street photo call he could. He could for several months. The press officer and I studied daggers at each other every time. Last week in Westminster, so he's giving you a background where this nonsense started. Okay, last week in Westminster Abbey, I was with two smiling and pleasant press officers from Buckingham Palace, both of whom I had worked with before. They told me I will not be able to photograph the entrance of the Queen until basically they said I could. To an outsider, this may seem reasonable. Quote, what's the problem? End quote. You may ask. Quote, the Queen should have some privacy in her advanced age. End quote. I agree. But when the BBC is broadcasting the entire event. So that's my answer. That's my answer here. So yeah. Okay. So it was being filmed. I agree, but when the BBC is broadcasting the entire event to the world, I think I should be able to take a picture. This is people with good mind. All right, let me stop laughing, but I think this is funny. I agree, but when BBC is broadcasting the entire event to the world, I think I should be able to take a picture as the only official photographer. How would she arrive? There was some speculation that she might arrive using a she might be using a buggy or even a wheelchair. That was the saying. Yes, that was the saying leading up to the weeks leading up to the service. Okay, if I had no picture of that, I would have the entire British media asking me why not. Okay. This guy is funny. I try holding my desperation in check and argue my case. I'm sorry, I find this really funny. Okay, I try holding my desperation in check and argue my case as I try to devise a diplomatic solution, but I was... Oh, I'm sorry, I have to stop laughing. But I was by myself and had no one in authority to back me up. The palace officials stood firm, no pictures until she was seated, and that's when the news filtered through to us. The Queen would be escorted to her seat by the Duke of York. This changed everything. I swear, I'm seeing a comical thing as I'm reading this, the way he writes this, so I like that. Okay, quote, I absolutely need to photograph this. Okay, everything went down the drain for him. I said the arrival of the Queen was now the major news event. I could see them wavering, but they repeated that the no picture order, quote, came from the top, end quote, and that it wasn't up to them. Okay, I pointed out that the BBC was carrying the whole event live. Will the palace order them to not film? I was responsible for still photography for the entire media and would be in a hell of a lot of trouble if there was blanket TV coverage of the Queen openly showing support for Prince Andrew, but no photograph. Okay, he's right. He's right. This, I don't know, as I'm talking, I'll be clicking. Okay, this seems to have an effect as one of the press officers went off to make a phone call. During my tense wait, a text arrived from a photographer in the main press pen outside the Abbey. Quote, okay, have you heard? End quote. They wrote, quote, Prince Andrew is escorting the Queen inside. Good luck. This is why they didn't tell people. I was right from the beginning. They did not want to give people heads up that Prince Andrew was coming. All right, all the nonsense that they were saying before is to let people think that he's not coming. But all along, okay, the plan was on schedule. She was coming with Prince Andrew. All right, she just didn't want to give people heads up. Okay, they added a laughing emoji, but I felt sick. The press officer returned, quote, okay, and quote, she said, you can photograph the arrival few. Okay, my official position was perched on a small plastic footstool behind a row of seated looking toward where the royal family would be seated. The Queen will enter and walk down the aisle opposite me. Okay, if all went well, I will see her and Andrew as they walk all the way down the aisle. Okay, as always, the best laid plan goes wrong. I had forgotten that when the Queen enters a room, everyone stand up. So he thought in other words, he was in another aisle, parallel, okay, parallel to the Queen as the Queen is walking. So if people were sitting, maybe he would be able to see the Queen and photograph her. But now everybody's gonna be standing up, so he will not get a good shot. So in other words, he will have to pace his step a little bit faster, so by the time she reached the end of the aisle, he could come in front of his side of the aisle and then to take a picture and forward. So which is why we got what we got. So I could see what he's saying here. Okay, as always, the best laid plans go wrong. I had forgotten that when the Queen enters a room, everyone stands up. That's exactly what happened. Now I can see a thing for rows of dignitaries and ladies' hats. This guy is funny. Desperation dictate I do something quickly. As the choir started up, I jumped off my footstool and moved quickly. That's what I thought. Yeah, he has to walk faster than the Queen so he could come in front to take that picture. All right. Desperation dictate I do something quickly. As the choir started up, I jumped off my footstool and moved quickly to the aisle between the rows of seats opposite where the Queen will walk. I already saw the picture of that. Suddenly, moving from an official position while on the royal rota is the most cardinal of sense. I brushed past the press officer and could feel a hand reach out to try to stop me, but I rushed past and crouched in the center of the aisle. This is good to get a perspective of him. So this is the picture. This is the picture. But when you look in front, he wasn't really holding her. Can you see the Queen's hand? No, not much. Okay, the Queen enters and I raise my camera, briefly seeing the two of them before they disappear behind a row of clergy walking in front of them. So he's explaining how he got this picture. All right? That's a good perspective. I'm glad that I'm reading that. The Queen was smiling and walking very briskly, I thought, but my view of Andrew was blocked by the clergy ahead of them. Okay, I waited until the clergy reached the end of the aisle and turned sharply to the left, and the picture opened up. I got the picture. I knew it would be the main picture from the ceremony that the news outlet were looking for. I went back to my official position, passing the frowning press officer, and whispered an apology. Yep, they didn't want to see that. Yeah. Okay, it wasn't long before the text from my picture editor came in. He was in the office fielding calls from other newspapers, quote, desperate for your pictures now, everyone on me. That was a quote. I just had to pray that in the gloaming of Abbey, I had got it sharp. All right, so this is the thing, one of the pictures. So this is some of the thing he got. Okay, so these are the other ones working. Oh, okay, so that was it. All right, I'm not doing any prayer for them. They were in church, so they deal with the God that they pray to right now. So I'm 1 hour and 19 minutes. So I'm going to do another video because I have more tweets. So that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to help support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, let's go to video number 2.